Sponsors of High Quiz Bowl are Viterbo College, one of Wisconsin's finest independent colleges, and Wholesome Bread, baked by your friends at Erickson Bakeries. Now your host and moderator, Ed Seielstad.
And this evening we'll find out if 13 is indeed a lucky number for Onalaska High School. This is the 13th game of the regular season. Onalaska going for its third straight win, and of course that would qualify them for a spot in the playoffs at the end of the season. The challengers, Crosse Logan. So let's meet the teams. First of all, Onalaska.
Steve Adams, senior.
Brian Dietz, senior.
Steve Haynes, senior.
Robert Appen, sophomore.
And the coach at Onalaska, Karen Oberhauser. The alternate is Mark Ellens. And as I said, Crosse Logan, the challengers, so let's meet those team members.
Jeff Jenks, sophomore.
Marcy Lau, senior.
Charles Miller, junior.
Shane Folks, sophomore.
Diane Gebhardt is the coach at Logan, and the alternate is Ben Shaw. Then serving as our judge once again this evening, Louisa Stanley, the Assistant Director of Development at Viterbo College.
Thank you, Ed. It's my pleasure to judge High Quiz Bowl. I'd like to wish both teams good luck.
Okay, we'll be set with the first half of questions and answers right after this.
Viterbo represents the strength and purpose of a sound liberal arts education. Fine arts, the humanities, natural and social sciences, to learn about the human condition, appreciate the arts, and respect the environment and our relationship to it. Viterbo, a quality liberal arts college with a proud heritage and distinctive goals of academic excellence.
Some things in life give us that warm feeling, like the tick of a grandfather clock, a fire to chase away the chill, and the smell of freshly baked bread. Now, get that same wholesome home-baked goodness in soft-textured, all-natural Country Hearth bread. Country Hearth bread has no preservatives. You and the kids will love nature's gift of goodness in Country Hearth bread.
Nature's gift of goodness, Country Hearth bread.
Christmas can be the most beautiful holiday season of all, but it can also be a time of broken dreams and family stress. If you're having problems in your home, contact Parents Anonymous by calling First Call for Help. Please call. We want everyone to have a joyous and peaceful holiday season.
There's the buzzer starting the game. Teams, your first 10-point toss-up. The actual machinery of a computer is called hardware. For 10 points, what is the common... Haynes, Onalaska.
Software.
Software is right.
Science.
All right, 5 categories tonight: miscellaneous, music, science, U.S. presidents, and words. Onalaska going in the science category, shooting for 30 points. When light strikes them, some metals and semiconductors release electrons. Albert Einstein demonstrated his genius when he explained this effect in 1905. For 30 points, what is this effect called? The photoelectric effect. Now ruled by a military junta from 1970 to 1973, this nation was led by popularly elected Marxist President Salvador Allende. For 10 points, identify the nation. Lau, Logan?
El Salvador?
Nope. Onalaska, anybody? Adams?
Nicaragua.
Chile. For 10, try this one. Furiously following the puck, you skate across the hockey rink's center line. What color? Beef, Onalaska.
Blue.
No. Fuchs, Logan?
Red.
Red.
U.S. presidents.
U.S. presidents for 25. Franklin Roosevelt defeated 4 different Republicans in presidential elections for 5 points each. An extra 5 points if you get them all. Name those 4 Republicans he defeated in presidential elections. I'll give you 10 seconds to put one list together. Okay, what's your list?
Stevenson, Smith, Hoover, and Smith, so.
Okay, well, you got Herbert Hoover. Alf Landon, Wendell Willkie, and Thomas Dewey were the others. So you got 1 out of the 4. We try this one for 10 on the toss-ups. The soldier first runs away, but recovers his courage and goes back to Miller Logan.
Red Badge of Courage?
No, I'll repeat the question for Onalaska. The soldier first runs away, but recovers his courage and goes back to fight with his comrades. The story is The Red Badge of Courage. For 10 points, who wrote it? Haynes?
Stephen Crane.
Right.
Science.
A 30-point bonus. Note the names of these U.S. space probes: Ranger, Surveyor, Viking, and Voyager. For 10 points apiece, which was designed to crash land on the moon?
Ranger.
All right. To soft land on the moon.
Surveyor.
And to soft land on Mars.
Viking.
Viking is right. Okay, you got them all for 30. Try this one, teams, for 10 points. Virgil Grissom, Edward H. White II, and Roger Chaffee were all killed in a fire on January 27, 1967. What spacecraft were they testing? Adams, Onalaska.
An Apollo craft?
Pardon?
Apollo?
Okay.
Science.
All right, staying in that science category, try this one for 20 on Alaska. Robert Boyle, Sir William Harvey, Sir William Ramsay were all British scientists. One of them was the discoverer of the series of elements known as the noble gases. Which one?
Boyle.
Sir William Ramsay. It means to gush forth. There are about 200 of them in Yellowstone National. Adams, Onalaska?
Geyser.
Geyser, right.
Science.
Next to the last one, the science category for 25 points on Alaska. What unit do you produce if you pass 1 volt across a resistance of 1 ohm?
Watt.
An ampere, 1 ampere. Toss up. Since its founding around 660 BC, this city has been the capital of the Byzantine and Ottoman empires and the Turkish Republic. For 10 points, what's its current? Miller, Logan.
Istanbul.
Istanbul is right.
U.S. presidents?
A 30-point bonus. Each of the parts of this sudden death bonus is worth 10 points. However, a wrong answer will end the bonus. Abraham Lincoln was the first Republican elected to the presidency. Was he the first, second, or fifth Republican to run?
Fifth?
No, he was the second one. Of course, as I said, a wrong answer ends the bonus. We'll go back to the toss-ups. He who can, does, begins a famous G.V. Shaw phrase for 10 points. He who cannot, does what? Jenks, Logan.
Doesn't.
Nope. Heath, Onalaska.
Quits.
Nope. He who cannot, teaches. In 1914, Ernest Rutherford discovered the proton. He also correctly predicted the eventual discovery of an uncharged particle of Miller, Logan.
Neutron?
Neutron, right.
U.S. presidents?
And you're going for 20 points. The office of the President of the United States and the holiday of Thanksgiving both go back a long way. For 10 points each, name the president who declared the first National Thanksgiving Day.
Roosevelt?
Farther back than that, George Washington, back on the 26th of November, 1789. Okay, which president made Thanksgiving an annual last Thursday in November event?
Lincoln?
Abraham Lincoln is correct. William Hanna and Joe Barbera created the team in the late 30s. Unlike Disney cartoons, theirs were cheerfully and perhaps even tastefully violent. Heath, Onalaska.
Tom and Jerry.
Tom and Jerry.
Science.
And that's the end of the science category. Allotropes are different forms of an element. For 10 points each on Alaska, give me the 2 allotropes of carbon. Graphite and diamond. For 5 points, tell me which of the 2 is denser.
Diamond.
Okay, and which of the two is the better conductor of electricity?
Graphite.
Graphite is correct. All right, there's the buzzer. That ends the first half.
Okay.
We'll be checking that first half official score in just a moment, but right now we're going to pause for this.
Hey kids, now you can take Pac-Man with you wherever you go. Just look for the special Pac-Man display in your favorite store, and inside each delicious loaf of wholesome bread, you'll find your own special Pac-Man sticker. Great on your bike, jacket, lunchbox, bed, wherever. Collect all 54 stickers. Pac-Man and wholesome bread, what a winning combination. Remember to look for the wholesome Pac-Man display in your favorite store. You'll eat it up.
I just delivered another healthy baby. It's a joy, every time. Modern medicine can do a lot to help you have a healthy baby, but not without your help. While you're pregnant, take special care of yourself. And don't drink. Alcohol can harm your baby. It can even cause birth defects.
For baby's sake, and yours, the safest choice is not to drink during pregnancy.
Here at halftime, Onalaska with 85 points, La Crosse Logan 40. Another half of questions and answers yet to come.
A comprehensive newscast doesn't just happen, it takes teamwork. And the WKBT News team is dedicated to see that you get all the news you need to know. We're working together to bring you the latest in news, up-to-the-minute weather, and a complete look at area and national sports. Our veteran staff has made solid local coverage a tradition in the tri-state area. And together with the CBS News team, it makes for coverage you can count on, morning, noon, and evening. WKBT and CBS, your news team.
A rose, a torch, 3 rivers, and a cross. These are the symbols of the Viterbo College crest. The rose symbolizes our heritage and close tie with the Franciscan Sisters of Perpetual Adoration who built the school in 1890. The torch represents our quest for knowledge, with courses in the fine arts, the humanities, and natural and social sciences. The 3 rivers symbolize this area where the La Crosse, Black, and Mississippi rivers meet in a surge of power and beauty. And the cross stands for our Christianity, our reason for being, to embrace persons of all faiths and foster their personal, intellectual, spiritual, cultural, and social development. Viterbo, a quality liberal arts college with a proud heritage and distinctive goals of academic excellence.
That buzzer starts the second half. Before your next toss-up, let me just remind you, of course, when you hear it again, the game is over. If it goes off while I'm in the process of asking a question, I'll stop right there and end the game. One of the 2 teams is in the process of answering a question. When that final buzzer sounds, I'll let you complete your answer, but of course, you get no more questions. Its 3,000 to 6,000 man complement consisted of hoplites and velites, and sometimes cavalry. It was the basic combat unit of the ancient Roman army. Identify it. Miller, Logan.
League.
Nope. Adams?
Legion.
Legion, right.
U.S. presidents.
1 left after this one in the U.S. presidents category. Teddy Roosevelt broke away from the Republican Party in 1912 to run for president as an independent. He won more votes than the Republican candidate, but lost the election to Democrat Woodrow Wilson. What was the popular nickname of Roosevelt's Independent Progressive Party?
Bull Moose Party.
Bull Moose Party is correct. Toss-up time again, teams. He is arguably the meanest of all the mean characters in Dickens' Oliver Twist. He's the burglar who murders Oliver. Jenks?
Fagin?
No. I'll repeat the question for Onalaska. He is arguably the meanest of all the mean characters in Dickens' Oliver Twist. He's the burglar who murders Oliver's friend Nancy. Name him. Heath?
Bob?
Nope. Bill Sykes. An irrational number, it is defined as the ratio of the circumference of a circle. Heath, Onalaska.
Pi?
Pi is correct.
U.S. presidents.
Want that last one, the president's category, a 20-pointer. The Whigs had 3 candidates, William Henry Harrison, Hugh White, and Daniel Webster. The Democrats had Martin Van Buren. W.P. Mangum ran as an independent. What presidential election year of the 1800s was this? (1836). His right eye went in a battle at Calvi, Corsica in 1794. 3 years later, he lost his arm at the Battle of Santa Cruz. He was killed winning the 1805 Battle of Trafalgar. Name this British sailor. Now, Logan?
Nelson.
Right.
Words.
All right, I think the first time in the words category. Listen closely, Logan. 3 of the following words are synonymous with the fourth, although they are not synonymous with one another. Confirm, vindicate, justify, and defend. For 20 points, which one word is synonymous with the other 3? I'll give you 10 seconds here to kind of look this one over. Okay.
Vindicate.
Vindicate is the word you were looking for, and you got it. We go back to the toss-ups. The Republican Party won a majority of seats in the Senate in the 1980 elections. Thus, they won the right to name the Senate's majority leader. Folks, Logan?
Howard Baker.
Howard Baker is correct.
Words.
For 20. Would the terms level, plumb line, and hod most likely be used by a mason, a plumber, or a carpenter?
Mason.
Mason is correct. Toss up for 10. France, Austria, Hungary, or Yugoslavia. For 10 points, teams, which of these nations does not contain a portion of the European Alps? Val, Logan?
Yugoslavia.
Nope. Onalaska? Heath?
France.
Nope. Hungary is the one that does not contain a portion of the European Alps. The 1949 Nobel Prize for Literature recognized his life's achievement. The 1955 and 1963 Pulitzer Prizes went more specifically to his A Fable and The Reivers. For 10 points, name this noted American writer. Wow, Logan?
Faulkner.
Faulkner is correct.
Words.
30 points. How beautiful on the mountains are the feet of one who brings good news. It says in the book of Isaiah. For the good news of 30 points, what word meaning good news also refers to any of the first 4 books of the New Testament?
Gospel.
Gospel is correct. This biblical patriarch was almost sacrificed as a boy by his father, Abraham, but God spared him. For 10 points. Folks, Logan?
Isaac.
Isaac, right.
Words.
30-pointer. All right. Quiche, cantaloupe, and mayonnaise are much easier to eat than to spell. You're not going to get 30 points for eating them. So, you're going to get 10 points apiece for spelling them. What I want you to do is decide among yourselves which one of the 4 team members is the best speller.
Marcy.
Okay. All right, Lau, are you all set and ready to do some spelling? Spell quiche.
Q-U-I-C-H-E.
All right. Cantaloupe.
C-A-N-T-E-L-O-P-E.
Nope. C-A-N-T-A-L-O-U-P or P-E, depending. And finally, mayonnaise.
M-A-Y-O-N-A-I-S-E.
M-A-Y-O-N-N-A-I-S-E. Toss-up time. A constellation between Capricornus and Pisces is known as the water bearer. Identify. Wow, Logan.
Aquarius.
Aquarius, right.
Words.
Last one in the words category, so now we're down to just miscellaneous and music. Let's hypothetically open our dictionaries to the letter O. I'm going to give you 3 pairs of words, one of which starts with the letter O. For 10 points each, Logan, tell me whether they are synonyms or antonyms. Obfuscate and clarify.
Antonym.
All right. Oscillate and fluctuate.
Synonym.
And finally, opaque and translucent.
Antonym.
Antonyms is correct. We go back to the toss-ups for 10. Carl Sandburg composed many outstanding poems. He also wrote a celebrated 6-volume biography of an American, Logan?
Abraham Lincoln.
Of Abraham Lincoln is right.
Miscellaneous.
Choices have been narrowed now to miscellaneous and music. It began in 1883 as a magazine of satire. When Henry Luce bought it in 1935, it became a pictorial weekly. Among the great photographers whose work graced its pages were Robert Capa, Margaret Bourke-White, and Alfred Eisenstadt. For 20 points, Logan identified this now monthly publication.
Life.
Life magazine is correct. Here's a quick one for 10 points, teams. What is the largest of all U.S. governmental departments? Fuchs, Logan?
State.
No. Heath, Onalaska?
Defense.
Defense is correct.
Music.
First time in that category, you're shooting for 25. The Temptations, Smokey Robinson, and the Supremes are among the leading exponents of the Motown sound, a musical development of the late 60s and early 70s. For 25 points, to what American city does the name Motown refer?
Detroit.
Detroit is right. We'll be back to the toss-ups. Opened in 1955 and 1971, respectively, they are perhaps the two most popular of their kind in the country. Anaheim and Orlando are there. Adams, Onalaska.
The Disney amusement parks, Disneyland, Disney World.
Okay.
Music.
Came very close to losing that one that time. Jefferson Starship is the current name of a rock band that's been popular for over a decade. For 10 points apiece, what was its original name?
Jefferson Airplane.
All right. What popular female vocalist has been an off-and-on lead singer for the group? Grace Slick. Toss-up. The credibility of the League of Nations as a force for international peace suffered a major blow in 1936. In that year, Italy ignored League sanctions and carried on its invasion of an African nation. Heath, Onalaska.
Ethiopia.
Ethiopia is correct.
Music.
30-pointer. While the harp and piano are stringed instruments, in orchestral usage, the term strings refers specifically to 4 instruments of the same family. For 5 points each and a 10-point bonus for all 4, identify the 4 instruments of an orchestra's string section, and I'll give you 10 seconds if you need it. All right, there's the bell, and give me your list.
Violin, viola, cello, and string bass.
You got all 4 of them, so you get 30. We go back to a 10-point toss-up. Isaac Albéniz, Enrique Granados, and Manuel de Falla, in the late 19th and early 20th centuries, these composers brought national themes and international prominence to the music of their homeland. For 10 points, of what country were they all citizens? Wow, Logan?
Italy.
Nope. Onalaska? Hoppin?
Russia.
No. All citizens of Spain. Some use mercury, while others function without liquid. Miller, Logan.
Thermometers. Thermometers.
No. I'll repeat the question for Onalaska. Some use mercury, while others function without liquid. Both types measure atmospheric pressure. What are these meteorological instruments called? Hoppin?
Barometers.
Barometers is correct.
Music.
I want to stay with music. All right, next to the last one in that category. Brought to Europe from the Near East, it was much used in European music from the Middle Ages until the 18th century. It has a barrel-shaped body resembling an almond sliced in half lengthwise. Its thick neck ends in a peg box, reflexed at almost a 90-degree angle. Identify the stringed instrument.
Mandolin.
A lute. All right, toss-up time again, teams. At age 19 months, she lost her sight and hearing. Heath, Onalaska.
Helen Keller.
Helen Keller is correct.
Music.
I want that last one in the music category. The Viennese is a fast one, the Boston a slow one. It was the most popular dance in the 19th century Europe. Strauss, Ravel, and Mozart were among the composers who wrote them for dancing or incorporated the form into orchestral works. For 20 points, identify this round dance to music in triple measure.
Waltz.
The waltz is correct. All right, teams, give me the year. War crime tribunal begins in Nuremberg. Tito became head of Yugoslavia. UN charter signed in San Francisco. Jenks, Logan.
1945.
1945. And I don't have to ask you what category. We only have one left, miscellaneous. Capital of an independent state, destroyed by the Babylonians, rebuilt under the Persians. Independent.
Jerusalem.
That's the buzzer, that's the game, and I'll be back in just a moment to check that final score and award our certificates right after this.
I can't believe it, he's here. I'm gonna just die if he comes over.
Who's your friend, huh? Hey, buddy, what's up? Hey, there's Jennifer.
What do you know? He's not with Karen.
I don't think I'll ask her today.
Here he comes. Gotta relax.
Hey, Jennifer.
Hi, Mike.
You're not going to be studying Thursday night?
No, I'm free.
Well, I just wanted to borrow your English notes.
Want to quit smoking? Call the Cancer Information Service. It's free.
Viterbo puts faith into action, embracing all people, fostering personal, intellectual, spiritual, cultural, and social development, providing avenues of growth to become what a human person is and can yet be. Viterbo, a quality liberal arts college with a proud heritage and distinctive goals of academic excellence.
Clouds up high over wheat fields.
Just look around.
Whole grains rich from nature make it naturally good for you. Vitamins, minerals, and iron in every single serving.
Just look around.
Hey kids, now you can take Pac-Man with you wherever you go. Look for the special Pac-Man Wholesome Bread section in your favorite store. Collect all 54. Be a winner with Pac-Man and Wholesome Bread.
Seems lately we've been having some exciting games. I don't know whether you bring all the excitement with you or what was the final score?
The final score was Logan 230 and Onalaska 265.
It was 85-40 at halftime. That was some second half you people put on. There was a few people down here sweating, let me tell you.
I'd like to award a $500 scholarship to Viterbo to Onalaska. Congratulations. And a $300 scholarship to Viterbo to Logan. Congratulations.
Excellent game. Well, let's see. We've put up with you for 3 weeks in a row, and you've managed to win 3 in a row. Would you like to come back at the end of the year for the playoffs?
Squeeze it in.
Yeah. Maybe squeeze it. You think you can find time?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. You aren't going to take a class trip or anything like that
No,
that
maybe
you know of? Okay. Well, you'll be back along with St. Charles, Westby, and Barron have all been 3-time winners. Of course, Onalaska High School winning 3 in a row. Next week, it'll be Notre Dame of Cresco, Iowa against Black River Falls. And a reminder that next week, High Quiz Bowl will be aired on Sunday at noon.
This has been High Quiz Bowl, sponsored by Wholesome Bread, baked by your friends at Erickson Bakeries, and Viterbo College, one of Wisconsin's finest independent colleges.
WKBT La Crosse.